At 6 o'clock in a quiet college meeting, the fellows of Bragdon vote to sell a piece of property called Bragdon Wood. On the official plan, it is simply a small area colored in pink, a transaction intended to solve the college's financial problems and pay for the stipends of junior fellows. The buyer is the National Institute of Coordinated Experiments, or the NICE. They offer an astonishing figure for the land, promising to preserve the ancient well on the site in a way that would satisfy any archaeologist. This is the starting point for C.S. Lewis's story. He focuses on the polite academic language used to mask the reality of the sale, a process where ancient monuments are protected by the same people who are actually clearing the forest away. By the time the meeting ends, the college has agreed to let the institute build on the site. A fence is set to go up, and the quiet wood is now the designated location for a massive, state-backed scientific headquarters. As the sale moves forward, Mark and Jane Studdock are already living in different versions of the world. Their marriage has become a series of silent distances, with Jane buying a new hat to assert her status as an intelligent adult, while Mark stays late at the college. Mark's focus is entirely on the progressive element of the college. He watches Lord Feverstone brutally silence an elderly canon during the meeting, and instead of feeling disgust, he wonders how he can secure his own place within Feverstone's circle. Jane, meanwhile, is trying to maintain her severe modern independence while struggling with a recurring nightmare of a severed head. She treats her clothes as a stimulus and a consolation, a way to hide the fact that she feels increasingly isolated and afraid. While Mark seeks the approval of the people running the NICE, Jane finds herself seeking comfort from her old tutor, Dr. Dimble. They are moving toward different groups of people, each offering a very different explanation for the dreams Jane is having. After the meeting, Mark joins Lord Feverstone and the college leaders for a private dinner. He is eager to prove he isn't like the diehards who opposed the sale of the wood. The college leaders, Curry and Busby, are captivated by the NICE's gadgets, specifically a pragmatometer. It's a £500,000 notice board where colored lights and arrows automatically track the policy of the institute as it takes shape. Feverstone waits until the others leave, then laughs at their obsession with sanitation and office equipment. He treats Mark as a confidant, letting him in on the secret that the pragmatometers are just a front for the people who actually get things done. Feverstone explains that the NICE intends to use the full force of the state to recondition the human race. He argues that if science is given a free hand, it can finally take control of human destiny. He lists the Institute's objectives for humanity: sterilization of the unfit, selective breeding, and the liquidation of backward races. He calls it real education, a psychological and biochemical process that makes the patient exactly what the state wants them to be. Mark listens to this plan and feels pure excitement. Feverstone offers him a salary of $1,500 a year to write the reports that will camouflage these experiments for the public, and Mark accepts immediately. Mark believes he has finally made it into the inner ring. He sees himself as one of the people who will do the taking charge, unaware of how easily he has been recruited into a machine he doesn't fully understand. While Mark is being recruited by the NICE, Jane is at the Dimble's house. The modern, severe exterior she tries to maintain fails her, and she finds herself crying in the arms of Mother Dimble while discussing her nightmares. During lunch, Dr. Dimble discusses the Arthurian legend as a historical reality. He describes a Britain divided between a Romanized Christian elite and the older druidical courts that practiced magic in the out-of-the-way forests. Dimble mentions a specific tradition. Merlin is not dead, but buried in a state of suspended animation, and according to the local lore, the magician's resting place is right beneath Bragdon Wood. Jane reacts with visible shock. She tells Dimble about her dream of a severed head, and he becomes instantly serious. He warns her that if she decides to see anyone about these visions, she should come to him for an address first. As the NICE prepares to dig deep into the mud and water of Bragdon Wood for its foundations, Dimble wonders what they will find, and if they are prepared for the old man himself to come back to life. Mark walks home late at night, his mind full of his new status and the staggering period of human control Feverstone described. He is thinking about how Curry and Busby are just pawns, and how he has finally found the group that actually runs the world. He enters the flat feeling like a man of immense importance. He finds Jane on the doormat, terrified and seeking comfort. For a moment, her defensiveness is gone, but the gap between them has grown wider. Mark is unable to understand her fear. While she is terrified by a vision of a magician's tomb, he is preoccupied with the salary and the psychological conditioning he was just promised at dinner. Mark has agreed to join the Institute's leaders at their headquarters for the weekend, while Jane is left with the warnings of Dr. Dimble. As the Nice prepares to break ground on Bragdon Wood, both have chosen their sides in the conflict to come.